It's 10:30 at night right now. I'm in the parking lot at one of my favorite cafes here in Roland Heights. I always come here and study. And one of the feelings that I keep getting, it's a great feeling now that I'm not working anymore, is the feeling of before when I used to work, I used to say, man, I wish I could study that more. I wish I could learn more about that guy or read what he wrote. Or I wish I could watch a video all night about that subject. Oh, I learned about some new thing or some new idea, some new important person in my life, a philosopher or something. And I would get excited, and my body wanted to study all night long and to my heart's content. But then the realization that I had to go to work tomorrow would set in. And I have to get to bed, have to drive home. I don't want to be too tired. So I'd have to cut all my study sessions short. But the wonderful surprise that I keep getting now that I'm not working anymore, now that I'm retired, is that thought will come into my mind. Oh, I wish. Oh, wait, I don't have to go to work tomorrow. It's the most wonderful feeling where if I read something, I can go home, read the whole book. Or if I see something, I can just stop and watch the whole video. If I hear something, I can listen to the whole presentation. There's nothing stopping me. So it's wonderful to be able to just pursue what I want to pursue. I'm just sitting here in the parking lot because I just started reading a book by Brian Tracy, one of the greatest speakers I've ever come across. This guy is great, and I wanted to tell you the idea. One of the biggest ideas, most important things that I ever learned was when you define your goal, what do you want it to look like? This is not just from his book, but this is just people in general. You know, Brian Tracy is just one of my mentors. He's passed away, but Brian Tracy is one of my mentors. A mentor can be someone who's alive, someone that you meet, a successful person that you just listen to them, you read their books, or maybe you even get to meet them. These can all be mentors. Plato, Aristotle can be your mentors. People that are alive or dead, they can be your mentors. So another idea is your family. Your family doesn't have to be the people that you grew up with, or your mother doesn't have to be the person who bore you. Bore you? Yeah, your father doesn't have to be your father. Your father and mother can be, like Seneca said, can be anyone that you want it to be. Brian Tracy can be my dad. I can just read everything that he wrote, watch all of his videos, listen to all of his audio cassettes, and I can make him my father. I can learn from him. So your mentors, the people you learn from, your family, you can make them what you want them to be, who you want them to be. And be careful about who you're listening to, your family, your friends, your banker, your professor. Do they have what you want to have? Are they doing what you want to be doing? Yeah, you can even find a successful person to follow, but did they become successful in the way that you want to be successful? Just because I like real estate doesn't mean I want to be one of these people who's working like crazy. I want to find a real estate investor who has an easy life, who is pretty relaxed all the time, who's pretty calm, who doesn't work very hard. That's the kind of mentor I want. Maybe you want a mentor who's always moving around, always doing something, really busy all the time. That's not the kind of mentor I wanted. I want a mentor who's just really relaxed. So I chose people like that and I copied them. So have a goal in mind. What do you want your life to look like? Exactly what do you want it to look like? Are you going to be sleeping a lot? Are you going to be exercising a lot? Are you going to be traveling a lot? Are you going to drive a nice car? An okay car? Are you going to have a lot of money in the bank, but people don't know it? Are you going to be living here, there? Where are you going to be living? A little house? You want to have a little house, but a lot of money in the bank and invested? Or do you want to have a big house and invite a bunch of people over? So know exactly what you want. That needs to be very clear. Find the people who have it and are doing it in the way you want to do it. and then you just listen to everything they say. You read everything they wrote. You listen to every cassette, CD, MP3 that they made. You watch every video that they created, and you follow their advice, um, word for word. Yeah, of course, you need to question people because, people are not perfect, so no one's going to be perfect. But, some of my mentors, a lot of them are not even alive anymore. Brian Tracy, that's just one of them. Seneca, Henry David Thoreau. Oh, there's too many. There's Benjamin Franklin, Abraham Lincoln. So these are the people that I study, their books. And another thing I'll do is I'll find someone that I trust, maybe Robert Kiyosaki or Benjamin Franklin. And when I read their books, I will look any other book, any other video, any other thing that they recommend, I will read, listen, watch every single thing. So if I read a book by Benjamin Franklin and Benjamin Franklin says he read these other books or he studied these other people, I'd listen to 99% of what Benjamin Franklin wrote and said. So anyone he recommends, anything he recommends to read, I'm going to read it. I'm going to, follow those people as well. So I wanted to study tonight. I didn't want to go home. I'm going to just sit right here and I'm just going to do what my heart wants to do. My heart wants to finish this book, wants to read Brian Tracy's book, and I'm going to read it right here in my car. And I recommend you do the same. You need to find some mentors. Is your banker, is he or she retired? Do they really have what you want? Don't listen to the people tell you what to do if they don't have it themselves. Look at me, and you need to ask yourself, who is this guy? What kind of life does he have? Do you want to have that? Then that's how much you could choose to listen to me. If you think I'm, a cheap guy, I drive a cheap car, then if it doesn't look like the kind of life that you want, then don't listen to me. Or don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Maybe you think that some person is terrible with money, terrible with many things, but they're reading, the books they read are very great. Then just listen to that person on the topic of reading books. Maybe someone who is really dumb in academically, or they're broke, but you notice this person is great with relationships. There's just some magic that they know. They just know relationships. They can read people so well. Then just appreciate that person for their good parts. So I don't throw people away out of my life just because there's things about them that I don't agree with. I will appreciate them for the good parts and the parts that are congruent with my own values. And so lost my train of thought. So have your mentors, the bankers, that's what I was talking about. So the bankers, you go to the bank, this guy's telling you what you need to do with your money. You look at him, he's working every day. I'm not going to listen to that guy. Or how about your professor? Your professor is working every day. And I think it'd be cool to work in a bank. I think it'd be cool to be a professor. But right now, that's not the kind of life I want. So I'm not going to listen to my professor about money or retirement unless they are retired and they just teach completely for fun. Okay, I could understand that. Yeah, I like that. Or what about your parents? Are your parents rich? Are they wealthy? Are they retired? Or are they working every day 40, 50, 60 hours a week? That's not the kind of person I want to learn about money from. Your friends, if your friends are broke, don't listen to your broke friends. Listen to your rich friends. Those are the people you want to listen to. So if you want to learn about relationships, hang out with the friends that are good with relationships. If you want to learn about money and being financially free, then listen to the friends who are wealthy, retired, and they got it going on in that part of their life. So be careful who you're listening to, and be careful who you're hanging out with. Be careful of who you're listening to, what you're reading, and have a good night. I'm going to finish my book.